everybody, how are you all? I hope you're excited because I am. So we're going to go into week 1 of the Courage to Change course, which is going to be amazing. It's going to identify things clearly in a particular area of your life. So you'll see in front of you there now that I have downloaded I have uploaded a PDF file for the Courage to Change. It's on the group. It is a PDF file for the Wheel of Life. I put a post up. Do you have it all in front of you? You can interact with me throughout this video as well, guys. Yeah. Let me know if you have it in front of you and write a comment or whatever below. Just let me know that you have it. Okay. Maybe you're all asleep now. So the idea of the Wheel of Life is basically you scale each area of your life on 1 to 10. So you will see on your PDF file that you have 8 different sections in your wheel. So it'll be business and career, finances, health, relationships, romance, personal growth, fun and recreation, and your physical environment. So each of those sections have all different things allocated to them. So say for instance with business and career, we have, if you're self-employed, it's obviously going to be different if you're working with for somebody. Yeah. So if you're working for a company, basically it includes your daily tasks and how much you like them, your colleagues, your work environment, your career prospects, your work-life balance, your training and upskilling, and your boss. So that's how you score from 1 to 10. Then if you're self-employed, it's obviously different. You have your customers, your clients, your business plan, your business model, your growth plans, your work-life balance. And if you're working in your own business, how are things going? And then your lifestyle, you are experiencing because of your business. Yeah. So let me know how it's all going for you throughout this program. Don't be afraid to interact throughout the video. Cool. Let's get on to the next section. So the next section is all about finances. So it's all about your income level. Do you want a passive income? Do you have savings? Is it an outgoings? What's your outgoings like? Your expenses? Do you have investments? Do you have long-term financial stability? Are you working paycheck to paycheck? Or have you a specific long-term financial plan? And those are things that you can scale then from 1 to 10. So give that a scale. So 10 being that you're extremely happy, 1 being that you're not that happy. Okay? Then we move on to health. So your health is all about your exercise, fueling your body, relaxation time, sleep, staying well hydrated with the right fuels, of course. And are you getting sick often, like a cold or flu or anything? And are you dealing with any long-term chronic illnesses? Yeah. So let me know how your scores are going throughout the session. And if not, if you want to do this in your own time, you're more than welcome to do it in your own time if you feel you want to just listen to the video first. You have the guide there now in front of you, so you can do this in your own time. It's entirely up to you. And you can look back on the video, it's a replay. Okie dokie. Okay, so now we move on to friends and family. So like the frequency of your interaction with those, the quality of your relationships, the supportiveness of those relationships, the growth and progress of those relationships, and long-term future in those relationships. Score that from 1 to 10 as well. Then we have romance. So the ability, now if you're single, that doesn't matter. This can be a romance towards yourself. So it's not just about like intimate relationships. You don't have to skip this one. Like if you're not in a relationship, still score it. So basically like the ability to create like an indulgent moment for yourself, like a nice bubble bath. Do you get yourself a nice massage maybe? How do you treat yourself? Feelings of love and appreciation, deep satisfaction in your love area, or whether they come with an intimate partner or yourself, it's entirely up to you. So what love do you show yourself and what appreciation do you show yourself? And then we have personal growth. So personal growth is an area for personal development, as you can probably gather that much maybe from the name. Some people are like, what is personal growth? So personal growth is totally got to do with your spiritual growth, your emotional growth, your intellectual growth, like dealing with your stuff that comes up and getting past old blockages and getting rid of the old behaviors that no longer serve you. And then finding happiness, love, and connection, whatever it is that brings you to those senses of being happy, love, and connected, and that this is who I really am. So this would be a big area that I would do quite a lot of work on for myself. But when you score all these sections out of 1 to 10, you will notice how the wheel will look when you have your wheel. So when you score them out of 1 to 10, draw a line. So if it's 5, draw a line halfway in the middle of the circle, and so on and so on. And as you get out closer to the 10s, that's when they're closer to the outer of the circle. Okay? Then we have fun and recreation. So fun and recreation is basically, it's all about the time that you spend doing things that you love to do. The quality of the things that you're doing, the frequency, how often do you do them, the enjoyment, how much do you really enjoy and get inspired by doing all that lovely fun stuff that you do. Then we have adventure and connection. So like, is it adventurous and do you feel connected to the activity that you're doing, or are you only doing it because someone else wants to do it? And then is it contributing to all of your goals? So basically, like if you're trying to lose weight, you might really enjoy eating out, but is that like ecological for you to eat out if you're trying to lose weight? So that's how you this will just bring so much awareness within yourselves. Then last but not least, we have our physical environment. That's all about our comfort. Is there enough light coming into the room? Do you have enough fresh air? Are you happy with your surroundings? Do you have enough free space? Is it full of clutter? Is the temperature, is it nice and warm? So when you actually do up your wheel, you score them out. Spend time on scoring the wheel. Be honest with yourself. This is a whole area of you being honest with yourself and getting to where you want to be in life. There's no point in scoring it really high if you're not happy in that area. Another thing to do with this is within this 12-week program, I would advise you to pick an area of the wheel that you want to work on, whatever area it is, and work on that one area throughout the whole 12 weeks. And then it's entirely up to you what you do after that. You can go back and do the next wheel over the next 12 weeks and the next wheel over the next 12 weeks yourself. You can look back on the videos and see what I was talking about throughout the wheel, and you'll have the questions in front of you because you'll have the guides. So you can make quite a lot of self-discovery through this one program if you use your head and if you want to work on different areas of your life. So you can get a lot of information in 12 weeks for one area. You can tend to want to jump to another area before the 12 weeks are up, because you might find it a bit challenging to answer questions in a specific area. So we'll work on that throughout the 12 weeks, and then you can go back and do your next 12 of whatever area that you want to choose. Okay, so what does your wheel look like when you have it scored? Would it be a bumpy ride, do you think? Or would it be nice and smooth? Is there an area of your life that could do with some more nourishment and some more help? In the areas of your life that have high scores, what do you do in that area that you don't do in the lower area? Answer yourself those little questions. Why is it that that segment is so high and this segment is so low? What could I do in this low segment that I do in that high scoring segment to make this area of my life a little bit better? Those little things you can ask yourself. Okay? So as you can imagine, it's natural to have some areas of your life that you are not satisfied with. But a smooth ride comes from having a more well-rounded approach to life. Make sure that all the pieces are turned up and operating as best as they can for you. To a whole person, you must have wholeness in your life. To sort of feel whole, you need to feel like all areas of your life are being met the way that you want them to be met. And it's all about balance as well. And whatever that means to you, because everybody's meaning of wholeness is different. And we can't ignore the fact that everything in our lives affects every other thing in our life. So in order to have a satisfying life, a whole life, you must have satisfaction in all different areas of your life, because one will affect the other. So you can see how your work environment, if you're not happy with your work environment, you feel like it's dull and you feel bored. You're just like, oh my God, there's nothing that I like about this. It's bar my wage check at the end of the week. Then maybe you should be asking, what would I like to do? Yeah. What are my interests? Are my interests that I'm doing an office job, but I really like being outdoors? Am I, whatever it is that you're doing, am I grooming dogs and I really just like, I'm sick of getting wet and dirty? I want to be in the office. I want to have an office job. Yeah. So just question yourself on those little things. So now we move down along to the questions. So whatever area of the wheel that you chose, answer this question. How do you currently spend time in this area? How do you currently spend time in this area? Do you put an effort into this area of your life? Do you not put any effort in? Do you enjoy what you're doing? Do you not enjoy what you're doing? And then what's the purpose of doing that if you don't enjoy it? How would you like to spend time in this area of your life? So if you're not enjoying your work, how would you like to enjoy your work? Next question. How could you make the most and make the space to create the changes that you want to see? Could you, we stick with the business and the career side of things. So if you want to see change in your career and you have financial difficulty that you're getting good wages in that area of your life, what would be an ideal thing that you could do for yourself to really enjoy your indoor work if you like outdoors, but you're getting a really good wage? How about bringing some nice plants around the place? Open up the window, let in some fresh air. Go outside if you have an office or a laptop job. Go outside on your lunch break and like have a walk outside then. Maybe do activities after work that you do feel inspired. Because as I said, it boils down to each area of your life has a significance on another area. So you might think you don't like your job, but if you actually stopped and looked at all the different areas of the wheel and said to yourself, well, actually, there's quite a lot of things I do like about my job, but I really am not getting to do the activities that I like outside work because I'm not inspired by what I'm doing. So then say, what can I do to make myself inspired? Is this currently working for me? If it's not working, what can I do to change it? Successful people always look for an opportunity and options to what they can do if they're not happy. It's not about sitting and being unhappy. Nobody wants to live an unhappy life. Everybody wants to live a life fulfilled of joy and love and fun and happiness and laughter. And it's down to choice at the end of the day. So you can choose to sit in an office and be unhappy and the door closed and the blinds over and like with a blanket over you. Or you can choose to go, okay, what can I do here to make this environment a little bit nicer for me to work in? If I'm really happy with my wages and it fits in around my family life and I like the people that I work with. Ask yourself all those kind of questions and see where can you go from there then. And I'm here that I can work. If you feel the need that you want more work in a specific area or you really want to get to the bottom of what's going on, you can have one-to-one sessions with me also. So you can just send me a PM for that, but that is a totally different thing to this. This is a group online program, so you get what you get from doing this session and you can have interaction with the people on the group. So make sure to interact with everyone on the group. Any questions, put it down into the group. Don't be afraid, it's there for interaction. Get as much as you can get out of doing this course, in this program online. You can do it in your own time, which is amazing as well. Okay? So what changes can you make on your own, or do you need help? What else do you need to do, and who do you need on your team to make the changes that you need to make? Maybe you need your partner. Maybe you need a friend to run a few things by. Whatever it is that you need, don't be afraid to ask. If you do not ask, you will not receive. Don't be afraid to ask. So yeah, it's a real good, clear identification, this module is to where you're at in your life. And then it's quite an eye-opener. But it's the start of a fantastic journey, guys. You won't know yourselves by the end of the 12 weeks. And then you know it's there to do whatever other area that you want to do yourself. Okay? So what actions could you take to make this a 10 out of 10? Like I've said in the previous, what actions could you take? And what would a 10 out of 10 look like for you? Would it look, visualize it, close your eyes and actually say, what would this area of my life look like? Oh my God, I can see this and I can see this, and really visualize this, what you can see, what you can hear, and what you can feel, how you feel when you're seeing this area of your life exactly as you want. How exciting is that to be able to see that area of your life exactly as you want it? Pretty awesome, I'd say myself. Because then when you can visualize what you want and you know what you want, your subconscious mind gets going and it really wants to get you what you want. If you keep thinking about what you don't want, How does your subconscious mind know what to do if you can't get clear in what way that you want to go? Okay? So what are the 3 small things now that you can do this week to get you closer to being a 10 out of 10? I explained a few things about having an indoor office job. They're small little things. So what are 3 things that you can do this week that will get you closer to where you want to be and see that 10 out of 10? Just write them down. Write it all down. It's going to help you move closer towards where you want to be. Interesting, isn't it? When you actually stop and give yourself some time. Okay, well, that is all of the questions. When you have finished that is module 1. Okay? So that's module 1 done. If you want to move on to a second area of improvement, the Wheel of Life is amazing for that, because you just do the very same thing again. You've did a wheel, you've did the first part because you've scored it, and then you can go on and do the next part and follow through with the questions on the next section. Okay? And like, ask yourself, what do you want to discuss in that area? Yeah, with yourself. If you feel, like I've said, if you feel like you need to discuss things a little further to move you, it's a really important area of your life and you want to move further, don't forget I am available here on one-to-one coaching sessions. So for people within the group, I'm doing a half price one-to-one session. Okay? So for 6 sessions of one-to-one coaching within the 12 weeks, so one a fortnight, you can get it for $1,000 for an extra 6 sessions of one-to-one coaching. Entirely up to you if you take it up. No one needs to know inside the group if you take it up. It's entirely up to yourself. Just send me a PM if you want to do a one-to-one. Okie doke. Great. So, and like, how is that a problem for you right now, that area of your life is not going right? And if things stay they are, what can you see happening? More than likely, you will just get more unhappy. And then, like, how would you like to feel instead? Would you not like to be inspired about what you do? And oh my God, like, I really love my job. Oh, it's so fantastic. And then it's like, well, if I can feel this good in my job, why can't I feel this good in another area? And what can I do to feel that way in another area of my life? Okay? Cool. And then, if things were exactly as you wanted it to be in this area of your life, what would you be seeing, hearing, feeling? And what would you be telling yourself as well? And what would life be like? Like, the benefits of having what you want in life, of finding your passion and purpose, and actually being so happy within your job. I'm using just a job as an example, so in whatever other area of your life that you're working on. Okay? You can ask yourself the very same questions for each area. And what are the resources that you need to make the changes that you require? What do you need to make those changes? You need commitment. You need to decide on what you want. You need to commit to that decision, and you will succeed. That is our module 1. When you have finished your whole questioning, then come back, and I am going to do a whole future pacing thing. I'm going to be doing a separate video on future pacing. So it's there to do at the end of every single session. I'm just not going to include it within the live video because it is going to be included on each one of them. So I'm just going to do one separate future pacing. And just remember to do it at the end of each session, whenever you finish your questions. You can work along beside me doing your guide throughout the week as well. When you're watching the program, you can pause like the video, you know, and write your question, you write your answers down, or you can say, okay, I'm going to just watch this video and see why I was doing this now and really pay attention, and then go back and do it throughout the week. I really want to pay more attention. Or you can, throughout the questions, do the answers and go back during the week and add to it. Whatever works best for you. As you can see, this video is 25 minutes long. You will have probably allocated yourself maybe an hour to do something like this. And I know time is precious. Everybody's so busy out there, and like maybe you could have kids that you need to get ready for bed. You have a husband that needs his dinner and your family, and it needs your time, and you also maybe want to go for a walk or whatever it is. I get it. I know how it is, how it's so hard to have your life in a way that everything is in balance. It takes time for everything to come into balance. When it comes to balance and you get to a point that you're just like, oh my God, things are just working out exactly as I want them to, that's when you know you've grew personally. But it's a journey, guys. It's not going to happen overnight. But give yourself this time. You've invested now in this program. So do it. Commit to it. Take responsibility for your own life now. Make the changes and have the courage to make those changes. And write down, maybe have a journal beside you and write down, I feel really, whatever it is you feel, like if you're not happy in your work and you want a pay rise. If you don't ask for the pay rise, you're never going to get the pay rise. If you don't ask for a bigger office, you're never going to get a bigger office. So if you don't ask for what you want, you will not receive. Be open to receiving. So this whole thing, okay, this whole process of success is all about, I'll tell you now. First off, it starts off as an inspiration, that you get inspired to make this change and to do this program. You're so inspired. Then you need to focus on the program. Then you need to actually allow yourself to be vulnerable throughout the program and ask for help or ask for anything that it is that you need to have. Then you need to get your imagination going to go, what is it that I really want to have? Then you go to yourself, the insight it's called. So your insight then is like, that is what I need. Then you need to get structured and get that to that point that you're like, okay, I need to get this going now. Then you have listening. So then you're listening